welcome back to Polestar Sydney. We're here for another session. This morning we're going to be using a foam roller and weights, and we have Joss with us and Fiona. And we're going to be going through a great session working through shoulders and abdominals and a lovely stretch out. I'm Karen and part of the Polestar team. So ladies, we're going to start with a beautiful roll down. We've got our feet on either side of a lengthened roller on your mat. You've got that little inner thigh connection going on by squeezing your ankles into the roller. Let's take the arms out in line with your shoulders now, breathing in, feeling that lovely length through the spine and into our roll down. So we're going to exhale as we nod our head, chin towards chest, rounding through your shoulders. And I'd like you to take hold of the roller, so soften your knees as you come down. Now we're going to use that roller as a little bit of a push feeling with our rolling. We're going to soften our knees into a gentle squat now, breathing in. And as you exhale, push the roller away from you as you stack up and straighten your legs as far as you can. Head, neck and shoulders nice and soft. Let's have 2 more of those. Breathing into your ribs. Exhale, push away from your roller, feeling that articulated flexion through your spine. And let's go again. We're going to go down for 1 more softening of the knees and then pushing away to feel that drawing out of your breath. Hold it there, have a breath in, and then exhale to start rounding up, tailbone dropping towards the floor, articulating through your spine and opening up through those shoulders. Good. Let's take it down again. We're going to go into a little bit of a walking move with our roll down. So we'll exhale down like we did to start with, peeling down through your spine, engaging in those abdominals, and needing to soften your knees maybe to reach the roller. Now let's bend the right knee and breathe in. And as you exhale, we're going to open up the left arm, turn towards that straight leg, feeling your rib cage following your rotation. Come back through the center, bending both knees, and then extend the right leg as your left knee bends and rotate toward your right side. Good, lifting up away with that hand on the roller. Back to your first side. Soften your knees to adjust, and then extend away, rotating and shining your sternum to that side. Back to your last side. A lovely soft bend, head soft and relaxed. Great. And then softening both knees, hands come back to the roller. Take a gentle breath in, head heavy, nice work. Push away from your roller as you start to articulate up through the spine. Great, coming all the way up. Roll your shoulders around, give them a little bit of a break. And now we're going to come to the ends of your roller. So you're going to sit right on the end. You'll have your weights at the top end ready for you. So coming down, let's bring those weights with us. We're going to use them as part of our roll down. And we're going to be rolling up and down on the roller, which is a little bit tricky. So you can have your feet a little bit away from the roller. Your arms are going to take your weights up and bring them out in line with your shoulders. They'll be working as a nice counter lever for you. So stack up tall, take a gentle breath in, and very gently slide the tailbone under. Go find that roller with each vertebra of your spine. Lengthening down, you can let those arms float up. Let them circle around to the sides. They can draw back as far as you're happy, out to the side. And as they start to sweep forward, follow the weights as you curl on back up. Exhaling through the abdominals, stacking up nice and steady, gazing forward right at the top. Lovely. Let's have 3 more there. A deep breath in at the top, and then articulating down through the spine, coming down nice and steady. Reaching around gently, circling around. Good. As you exhale, nodding up through the head, neck and shoulders, feel yourself curling away from the roller, 1 vertebra at a time. Lovely. 2 more. And we articulate down. Nice and steady. That's it. It's a nice little challenge to warm up that spine. Exhaling up, nodding head, neck and shoulders. Feel how your shoulder blades travel with your rib cage. Lovely. And open up those collarbones right at the top. Lovely. Can we have you come down now, and we'll be staying down. So once you come down, nice and slow, just like the others. Good work. Beautiful, Joss. Great. All right, let's slide those feet back towards our roller. We want to set up for a good position in a supine position. So if you like, you can do a couple of pelvic tilts to find where the pelvis is rested. You can find where the back of your rib cage comes onto the roller, and the neck is lovely and long. Good. Let's take those weights up now and bring them up above your shoulders. Great. From here, let's open the weights out to the side as we breathe in, and exhale, feel the rib cage closing with you as you draw your weights up to the ceiling. And again, a nice breath in, keeping the roller as still as you can. Now this looks like there's not much happening, but we all know when we're on that roller what stability is taking place. So we want to try and keep it as still as you can. Do you need to feel the heaviness of your sit bones just resting on the roller? Do you need to feel like you're working through your feet? Are they keeping you planted? The back of your ribs staying down as your arms open out. Can we have one more there? And then we're going to go into a single arm move. So coming back up, arms to the center. Let's take the right arm out to the side now and leave the left arm there. Take a little bit of a note of your heel of the right side. So feel like you can almost feel like you want to push that heel a little bit away to act a bit of stability and bring the left arm up. Sorry, the right arm. Come out to the left arm out to the side. And now as you hold that there, think about the heels working to keep you steady. So there's a nice bit of talking going on in those stabilizers. Bring the arm back up and let's do 2 more each way. In your own time, if you held that movement with the opposite heel, maybe it'll wake up your oblique system. So it's like trying to pull your heel a little bit away from you. So sliding it imaginary slide along the mat. Does that make sense, that kind of connection? Great. So play with that. You could play with the opposite heel. There's just a nice bit of talking going on for stability. When you've done those, we'll bring those arms back up to the top. We're going to fold the elbows and we create this nice little angle in our elbows. And we'll keep that there now as we drop those weights behind the head, sending it down into a tricep stretch and then all the way back up, shoulders wide. Noticing if your rib cage wants to travel with you. So what we're going to do here is those arms reach back. We're going to think about that nice anchoring of those ribs and softening it down. Great. You can imagine those elbows as if they're holding an imaginary chopstick and they travel together towards your knees as you come back in. Great work. Let's have a couple more there. And then we'll go into a little bit of work with our knee floats. So once you've done this last one, bring your arms back up and stretch them to the ceiling. Great. Soften those shoulders around with a couple of moves of the shoulder blades. And now settle the wideness across your collarbone and let your right leg float up into tabletop as you exhale. Good. Now remember that connection of the heel. So you could use that sense of pushing down in that heel on the floor to give you stability and bring that right leg back down. Over to your opposite side. Of course, perhaps we started with our difficult side. We often find one is easier than the other. Nice work. Remember, use that connection of that stabilizing foot on the floor and bring that leg back down and back to your first side. And we're going to go for another 4 each way. Breath in to float up. Exhale to plant that leg back down. And again, in to float up. You like to think of your connection of your rib and your hip resting together. They don't change their position. They're talking to each other as we work through this move. Lovely. So it's a little bit of a trick, giving you the units to count and not me, but maybe we'll just settle with one more evenly on both sides, and then you can let those arms come back down. Great. Okay, let's have another move. We're going to keep one arm down this time. Have your weights resting down on the mat. And as you do that, you'd almost feel like you could roll those weights away from you, keeping your fingertips on top. So that gives you a good stretch across your shoulders. We're going to bring up our right arm with our left knee float now. So pick the weight up with you with your right arm. Come on up. And let's try a little bit of bent knee opening. So you're going to have your arm come out to the side as your knee floats out into a bent knee opening. And as we do that, we want to see if we can get that heel traveling with us. So it might be a smaller move. That's it. We'll take that lever out to the side and then draw it back to the center. Float your arm down with your leg. Fantastic. Other side. Come on up. Arm and leg. And then into that bent knee opening with our arm opening to the side. Good work. Stabilizing in your pelvis back to the center and back down. And we'll go for 3 more there. Floating up with a breath in, holding that move, exhale, back to the center, and then float back down. And other side, floating the leg up, arm and knee opening out together, heel traveling with your sit bone, come back to the center, back down. You guys are doing a great job. You can't see this when you're doing it, so you have to imagine that lovely shape of the leg traveling out to the side. Good work. Back down, and let's go again, floating up. And this can be our last one. We're even, aren't we? Yeah. Great. All right. Nice work, ladies. Have a little bit of a stretch. We're going to go into a couple of more moves with the arms. So we're going to bring the arms up now for a nice little circle. So we're going to go into a little bit of helicopter. So the right arm goes down while the left arm comes up. We swap them over all the way through the center and down, and then we'll take them out to the side and we'll be in the opposite direction. So 2 single arm floats, up and back. Good, and then out to the side. Good, feeling that connection, challenging again your stable position on the roller. Nice work. Let's go for 2 more and then we'll bring those arms down. Great. Once you've done that, you can leave your weights down by your side. Release the weights from your hand. Bring your arms, when you're ready, up to the ceiling, and then gently bend your fingertips to your shoulders. Let's take those elbows now and do 4 circles, massaging around on top of that roller, and then 4 circles in the other direction. Great. And then I'm going to recommend that you take your hands back onto your weights, you rest them down on the floor, and you have them as if you want to roll them away from you. So you press down and roll, kind of like a bit of a hundreds feeling. We're going to go into a little bit of bridging. So from here, let's take a breath in and exhale to tuck the tailbone under, peeling the spine up off the roller. As you come up, you sense that lovely work in the knees, and you'll keep those big toes down onto the floor. Breath in at the top and then exhale all the way down, nice and steady. Roll that tailbone out right at the end. Good work. And again, deep breath in, exhaling, slide the tailbone under, knees reaching. You can also feel that connection in your arms. So work with that. That'll work with the abdominals, work with that articulation of the spine coming down. Great. Let's have 3 more there. So articulating up, you can notice that you've got that top bridge and you're still sensing that connection of the abs, so you haven't gone too far with the shoulders, with the rib cage, and roll back to neutral. And 2 more there. Exhaling up, feel the firmness of your feet. Your glutes will be engaged at the top. And as you come down with that last part of the spine, you notice how you can release those glutes to roll that pelvis to neutral. And 1 more here, articulating up. Good. And then we'll come back down. All right, that's a little bit too easy for these ladies, so we're going to spice it up. All right, so let's come on up into a top bridge. Okay, now we know when we've got these weights, we've got these bridges, we're going to go into some opposite arm and leg again. So now as you connect through your right glute, allow your left leg to come up into a tabletop position and bring up that weight in the opposite arm. Excellent. Come back down with the arm and leg. Deep breath in, and let's come out of that bridge all the way. I'm going to be a little bit kind here so we can get reorganized, but the second set we won't. All right, we're coming up again into a bridge. We know what we've got to do. We need to be fully engaged in the glute with the leg on the floor as that opposite knee now floats up into knee float, and your opposite arm. Feel the length of your spine. Take a gentle breath in and exhale to come all the way down. Articulating through. Lovely. This second set, we'll do the both arm and leg at the same time in that top bridge. So come on up, be strong in those abdominals. So really keep that nice connection. And now that first leg comes back to a knee float. Good. arm and leg together, back down, keep that hip on that imaginary shelf, lengthen with those abdominals and into your second side. Fantastic. Back down with the arm and leg. Take a deep breath in and then slowly come down through the spine. Articulating down. Great. Let the weights go. We're going to go for a nice little stretch with the arms. So we're going to come up into our last bridge here. We're going to articulate up as we exhale. We'll float the arms back behind our head. Now leave your arms there. Of course, with you on the roller, you can go further than we normally do on the mat, but see what your shoulders want to do and articulate down through your spine, allowing your arms to come back when you need to. Folding down through that spine, back to the roller, tailbone down at the end. Nice work. Release the weights out to the side a little bit. And you're just going to leave your arms out in that 45-degree position and just have a little bit of a sway from side to side on your roller. And eventually you can roll off onto one side. So perhaps roll off towards the camera might be nice. Great. All right, we want to take the foam rollers and place them behind your shoulders now. We're going for a really kind stretch out. So they go across your mat, knees will stay bent, you'll clasp your hands behind your head, and here's the holiday. All right, elbows, they're in the peripheral vision. Tailbone's really, really set into the mat. Take a breath in as you articulate over the back of the roller into a nice thoracic extension, going with you with still a fair bit of length in the back of your neck. And then articulate back up nice and slowly. Good. As you come up, you'll watch that you're not pulling yourself too much where those hips are working. And let's go again. So we're feeling that rib cage opening like a Japanese fan as we open out of the roller. And as we curl up, we come up into a slight chest lift. So we notice how the back of the rib cage is opening. Eyes will gaze forward. Nice work. 2 more there. Deep breath in as you go over. Excellent. And then coming back. And one last one after this one. Good. Now, if you ladies like, you can pick your hips up and have a quick little massage down your back with the roller, hovering your hips up gently and then just using your feet to get that nice little bit of roll. Sometimes it's nice to dive the head forward as the roller goes down your back and then back over. So you feel that sort of flowing wave-like motion of the spine. A couple of those, and then we're going to come lying over the roller. So we're going to set it up where we come onto our side. So when you're ready, take those hips down, roll over towards the camera, and let that roller come underneath your armpit with your elbow resting on the floor. Knees will be bent like Joss. Good. Okay, so this sort of looks like a book opening. You can take your other hand and have both hands behind the head, and we're just going to go into that really little uncomfortable area. So as we dive forward, we roll over the top of that roller as if you're nose butting the roller, and then let your elbow open up and splay up and over towards the wall behind you, going with your gaze. Good. Let's go back over. Now these ladies have still managed to smile, but we know that there's some waking up going on there. Yeah. Let's have 2 more of those, and then we'll bring our rollers to the other end of the mat, and we'll do the same on the other side. If you know your roller, you know you can do a lot of this stuff on the roller. And we know Tracy's also given us some good bit of wisdom with her filming of releasing the fascia. Okay, bring yourselves up and just pop the roller at the other end so you're still facing the front. Great going. Weights get a bit like they're in the way, so just check they're out of your way. And then we'll come over the top again. Nice. All right, so hands behind the head, knees are bent up, and you've got that lovely little bit of massage to go. So you sort of dive over the top, be led by your elbow. So as you come up and over, you can see how that gives you that guidance of where you'll look, and you can feel your rib cage rotating. You get to breathe into those open ribs, and then you'll come all the way back over. Lovely. So I think we did 4 on the first side. You guys have got a couple more to go, and then we'll be ready for our next move. This is a good time to do lots of breathing. Great. All right, we're going to leave the roller next at the end of our mat. So you guys are pretty much set up. So bring yourselves up, bring your heads to the opposite end of the roller, and you're going to lay your feet on top of the roller. So you'll have your legs eventually out nice and long. Grab the backs of your thighs so you can peel back down into a supine position. Lovely. And then we want the back of the ankles just to rest over your roller. Lengthen your legs out long. Good work. Let's clasp the hands together now and take them back behind your head. And we're going into some chest lifting here. So feel where your pelvis is beautifully anchored onto the mat. Take a gentle breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to curl on up. And as you curl on up, it's like your legs are lengthening away from you, which allows you to traction up and nice and high in that chest lift, and then slowly come all the way back down. Great work. And again, exhaling up, nod the head, the shoulders, driving up and over. Feel that lovely connection. It's almost like that roller was behind you again. And then come all the way down. And another 3. Exhaling up as you come up. You can feel how your pelvis has been forced into a beautiful neutral position, and you're just working in that upper body. And another 2. Exhaling up, it's like the elbows are driving you forward, your rib cage is drawing up to your heart, and then you articulate all the way back down. And our last one coming here. Great. So we're going to come back down. We're going to prepare for the next one. As we exhale, we'll peel on up. And this time we're going to do a little lateral side bend. So let's take that right armpit around towards the hip as we come round to the side. So just a lateral bend down to one side. Good work in your chest lift. So you maintain your chest lift, round to your opposite side, back to the center, back to your first side. Try and keep the hips fairly steady, but get that lovely stretch. Back to the second side. Good, back to your middle, and let's articulate all the way down. Nice work. Good. All right, we're ready for a little bit of a crisscross, but today we're going to do a crisscross with one foot on the roller and the other foot will stay free, and we'll rotate both ways, but we'll have that kind of coordination, and then we'll swap the feet with the roller. All right, so let's curl on up, exhaling up. We're going to bend the right knee up into tabletop. Good. Now we take a deep breath in and rotate towards the right knee with your left armpit. As you send your right leg out long now, pull the roller in with the left leg and rotate towards that left knee. Good. Back to the first side. 4 each way. Breath in to come to the center. Exhale to rotate. Feeling like you can curl up and over. Lovely. Nice and steady. Once your 4 are done, let's take that foot back out nice and long and articulate all the way back down. Great coordination. All right, let's bring up our chest lift and curl on up with the left leg in tabletop. Same move for 4. So exhale to the left knee with the right armpit and then swap them over by drawing the roller in. Exhale back through and swap them over again. Exhale back through, swap them over. 2 more, I think. Last one. And then you can lengthen that leg out nice and long and come back down. All right, we're not over with those chest lifts, but we will have a good stretch out in there. I'd like you to curl on up for a next one. So we exhale to curl on up into the top. Good. Now raise up your right leg, circle it up, so straight leg, sorry. Circle it out to the side, keep the hips nice and steady, sweep the roller and come back in. So it comes down to the roller and all the way. Good. 2 more there. And then we'll let that leg rest back on the roller and we'll articulate all the way down. Good. All right, settle down in your chest lift. It's always good doing the second side, you know what we're doing. Curl on up into your chest lift, hover up. So we don't have to go too high with that leg. Let it sweep out just a little way, sweep it down to the roller and use that roller to guide it back in. Nice work. Up and out to the side, pelvis staying steady. Good work. 2 more will do. And then that leg comes down and you get to stretch out. Have a good stretch, let your arms go back behind you. And then you're going to sweep your arms down by your side And let's see, hopefully you can find your weights. Great work. Okay, we'll bring those arms up to above our shoulders now and into our roll up. So we're going to slide the tailbone up and under as we nod the head, neck and shoulders. Draw the weights toward your roller, peeling on up. Excellent work. Have a beautiful curl over the top, stretching with that roller. Deep breath in as you stack up nice and tall. Park your shoulders on your ribs as your collarbones widen, and then send that tailbone under. Draw those arms along parallel to your thighs as you come back down. Arms can just come. I'm happy if you guys want to take them a little way back. Sometimes the weights we don't want to go all the way, but otherwise sweeping them around and curling on up. Good. Articulating up through your spine, up and over, deep breath in, and then slowly stacking up nice and tall. And again, curling down. Lovely. Keep wide across those shoulders. Nice. And we're going to have a couple more there. So as you come down, nodding, exhale up and over, feeling that lovely curl over the pelvis. Inner thighs are active here. So be energetic with your legs. You've got that feedback of your hamstrings on the roller, and they're nice and active for you too. Back over your pelvis. Good. I'm going to go for two more. On your second one, you'll stay up. So exhaling up, this is the second last one, round through those shoulders, up and over the top, stack up tall, and then slowly come back down. Second last one, excellent, good. And then we're ready for our next move. So curl on up. Good, peeling up. Now this time you can drop your weights, and you're just going to see if you want to hold on to that roller and have a good little stretch over the top. Good, curling through that spine. So it's almost like somebody has come up and underneath you and they want to lift you up here. Lots of deep breathing, and then gently stack up nice and tall. We're going to be taking that roller and we're going to face the camera. Now I'm going to get these ladies to cross their legs over, but you can do things like you can have your feet wide. We're going to be doing some spine twisting with a little bit of the roller. So we're going to pick the roller up. Hold the ends of the roller. Great. Cross legs or feet wide, whatever the hips are happy to do. And then can we pop the roller on top of our head? On top of our head, yeah. Joss is going, what is she doing? All right, so we're going to squeeze that roller. We have active arms. Take a gentle breath in, and as you exhale, we're going to rotate towards the end of the room, spiraling around to the left. Nice breath in at the top, and then push into the roller as you feel yourself growing and come round to the opposite side as you exhale. Deep breath in, come back to the center, get to see the fine definition of the arms too. Exhaling around, sending those ribs with you, come back through the center. Feel like you could push up into that roller, come round, and we've got two more each way. So we're going to go back to the end of the room as we spiral around. Deep breath in, good. Sit bones are really anchored, so we only know the upper body can really do this move. And our last side to the end of the room, back to the center, and back around. Come back to the center. Now lift those arms up, bring the roller with you, bring the arms out to the shoulder height, bend the elbows and pull that roller to your chest. Exhale, push the roller away. And again, breathing in, squash the roller as you bring it into your chest. Exhale to push the roller away. Two more there. Exhale to push the roller away. And then we'll come all the way back down with that roller. Great, let's take the roller and place it across underneath your knees. So you're going to sit facing each other. Bend your knees up and place the roller underneath your knees. Right underneath your knees. Great. Then you're going to peel on down. So we're going to end up with it underneath our pelvis. Grab the backs of your thighs, peel down nice and gently. When you're ready, a little bridge to set up that roller. Excellent. Last little exercise. We're going to float the first leg up into tabletop. We've got the pelvis resting on our roller. We need to make sure that's set up beautifully. A little bit of a touch of your knees together. And then we're going to breathe in. I want you to think of your pelvic clock. So when you do your 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, it's that hip that lifts up and draws up and over to the side. So we're going to think of our pelvic clock as we do our side to side today. Come back down through the center and let's come over to the opposite side. So we're going to breathe in to lift the hip up, travel it up and over to the side. That glute on that side gets a little bit of a wake up, and we'll exhale to bring the ribs back through the center and all the way back down. Good. You're on a roll now, breathing in to go over, exhale to come through your center, and then a nice breath in to go over, exhale to come through the center, and back over to your first side. Good. Back over, just watching that we keep that length on that side. And now last one here. To give yourself that last bit of movement, let's exhale, extend the legs up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in there now. And as you exhale, we'll go into that rollover by sending your hips up and your toes up and over towards the wall behind you. Keep that lovely height in your hips, and then start peeling down through your spine, softening your sternum, lengthening all the way back. If you like, you can challenge that movement with the legs going a little bit lower. Deep breath in there, send the legs back up to 90, up and over. Good. Now as you come back down this time, start softening your knees and let the roller roll away from you. So push it away, doesn't matter where it ends up. Good. Soften your knees, and hug your knees into your chest. Roll your spine around in the mat. And that's all we have for this session. So thanks very much, ladies. Excellent work.